We're going to create a new client called Overton Software Limited, and we'll do it from the main index. Here's the new record. There are fields at the top and tabs across the lower screen, with the Explorer bar on the left. Fields in bold are mandatory and have to be filled in before the record can be saved, so let's start. Our reference is an alphanumeric field. Choose the status from the drop-down list. Choose the client source again from a drop-down list. Location is updated when the client's address is added, and client terms refers to invoicing. Primary email only needs to be filled in if the record has more than one email address. If a record does have more than one email address and you don't choose a primary email here, you'll be asked to pick an address every time you write to the client. Canvas period is used to specify how regularly you want to stay in touch. This is where you enter the client's registration and VAT numbers. Back at the top we find the flag text field, which is used to highlight something important about the client and can appear as a column in the main index. Tick the sectors to which the client belongs. The Client Roles section is used for vendor management. Notice that most of the tabs in the lower screen are greyed out. They won't become active until the record is saved. When you click on Save, the database runs a check to make sure this is a new record. If it finds a very similar one, you'll be prompted to confirm that it's not a duplicate. The client's contact details go on the Phones tab. We'll add an email address. We need to pick a communication type and then add the details. Next, we'll add a phone number. Lastly, we'll add web details. Click here to connect to the client's website. Assuming you're connected to the Internet, the client's website opens. The Addresses tab can display more than one address. If you have the postcode software installed, you can search for the postcode and the address will be added automatically. Just add the street number and choose the address type. The location field has now been updated, displaying the city and county fields as well as the postcode. This will be used in radius searching if the software is installed. Click the Map button to access Google Maps, where you can access maps and directions to the client's address. Attributes are used in searching. We add attributes to client and contact records to specify the type of people they recruit or the type of business they're in. We add them to applicants to show their skills, and we add them to jobs to specify what skills are required to do the job. Our client Overton Software is an IT technical company that employs degree-educated salespeople up to director level. Attributes are grouped under headings known as master attributes. They are organised into folders on the left of the screen. We'll click on Qualifications. The available attributes associated with qualifications are displayed here. There are various ways to assign attributes. We'll double-click on Degree. Degree now appears in the Selected Attributes section. Grades, dates and notes can also be linked to the attribute, and these are also searchable. Next, we'll click on Position. You can multi-select attributes by using the Control or Shift keys. Once highlighted, click on Select. Next, we'll choose Company Type, and we'll double-click on IT Technical. We'll click on OK to add the attributes to the record. And here they are. The Contacts tab displays all the contacts that work at the client. We'll add Liz Hurley. The Salutation field reflects the default setting in your user preferences. Overton software is shown in the Client field. Choose a contact type from the drop-down list. The job title is how a contact refers to him or herself and is a free text field. The position is what you think they are and is chosen from a drop-down list. Many job titles can be associated with one position. For example, similar job titles such as HR Officer or HR Manager could both be allocated the same position of HR. Searching using the position will find records with a variety of similar job titles. Liz is an HR Manager. Having said that, the job title and position can be the same. Department is a free text field. Choose Mail Priority from the drop-down list. This field is used for selecting contacts for mail shots. As with the client record, flag text is used to highlight something important. Tick the sectors to which the contact belongs. If the contact becomes an applicant, tick this box to give the record dual identity. The contact is listed once on the main index, but when opened you can move between the contact and applicant record. Click the Load button to browse to a picture. If the contact has more than one email address, choose a primary email, otherwise you'll be prompted to pick an address every time you write to them. In addition, if you want incoming emails copied into the Contacts and Clients notebook, a primary email must be selected, even if there's only one on the record. This means that if the field is empty, incoming emails will only be copied into the Contacts notebook. Canvas period is used to specify how often you want to keep in touch. We'll click on Save to activate the tabs. We'll add Liz's email address and phone number on the Phones tab. If the contact has a different address to the client's, add it here. Attributes can be added to the contact record as well as the client's. Groups or individual consultants can own contacts. If you want to use the canvassing tool, your name must appear on this tab either as an individual or as a member of a group. The Clients tab lists all the clients the contact works for. Clicking on Go to Client opens the client record. And we're back where we started. Next, we'll add an existing contact to Overton software by clicking on Select. We're looking for Alan Partridge. To select him, double-click. There's one mandatory field to fill in before clicking on Save and Close. Groups or individual consultants can own clients. If you want to use the canvassing tool, your name must appear on this tab either as an individual or as a member of a group. As we've only just added this client, there shouldn't be any entries on the Employee History tab yet. But in time, the tab will display who's been placed there and when. You'll see three types of entry. The first type are applicants that you or your colleagues have placed at the client. These records are created automatically when you make a placement. The second type are applicants who currently work at the client but were not placed by you or your colleagues. These records must be created manually using the Add button. The third type are people that you're headhunting. These records must also be added manually, but the person won't appear in the main index. Their name is only in the employee history record. At a later stage, they can be turned into a full applicant. This area is for general notes. Before adding text, click the timestamp button to add your name, date and time. You can create your own searchable database fields called custom columns. Here you can see number of employees. On the right, you can create a list of applicants that are excluded from working for the client. If the applicant is looking for permanent work, the client might be their current employer. If the worker is temp or contract, they may have asked to have been excluded, or the client may never want them back again. Whatever the scenario, once an applicant has been excluded, you'll not be able to send the applicant's CV to the client or assign the applicant directly to a job there. On the left, you can create a list of applicants that the client likes, or applicants who want to work there. This is purely a reference list and will not automatically select the preferred applicants for jobs at the client. There's a corresponding tab on the applicant's record, so any changes made here are reflected on the other record, and vice versa. In time, this tab will display timesheets for workers at the client. There's a corresponding tab on the applicant's record as well. If you deal with several branches of the same company, each branch is added to the database as a separate client. However, the records can be linked together. We'll click on Organizational Chart to view this branch structure. One reason for linking clients is for billing purposes, so that you can send invoices for the whole group to one contact. Overton Software is the only client listed, which means it's not currently linked to any other branches. However, its parent company, the Overton Group, is on the database, so we'll link it to its head office. The first step is to open the Overton Group's record. We'll double-click to open the record. We'll add Overton Software Limited as a sub-branch of the Overton Group. Overton Software Limited is now linked in. We'll reopen Overton's record and set up the billing information. The quickest way is to click on View. We want to send all the invoices raised against Overton Software to Robert Pires, the contact at the Overton Group. On the left of the screen we can see the branches. We want the Overton Group. And here's Robert Pires. Next we'll add the billing address. Invoices for placements made at Overton Software will now go to Robert Pires at the Overton Group.